Hi gamers! The Nintendo Switch just turned 3 years old, so congrats to Nintendo for launching a very successful console 3 years ago. And to commemorate this, I thought I'd show you where my Switch collection is at the 3-year mark. I got a total of 87 games here, so not quite the magical 100 game barrier has been broken, but it's gonna be just a few months maybe, and we're over at that threshold then. Really looking forward to Animal Crossing, as I think every Switch owner is at the moment. Yeah, I really love Switch. It's really perfect for me because I have a young kid, so whenever we go to travel somewhere, I can take it with me, give it to him, or I can play it myself. But mostly I'm gonna be playing from the TV. But then again, if the little guy is playing something else on the TV, then I could just take it out of the dock and continue playing, on my lap, and just keep on going. Which was, to me, was the best feature of the Wii U as well. You could play it on the second screen, and it's something very significant for a family man to be able to do. So really works well for me. And I love the collecting for the Switch. The games are so thin, so they don't take up a lot of room. So it's nice to fit a lot of games onto my shelves. And I love the red color here. We still haven't had the Nintendo red cases that Xbox has had. Green cases throughout its life, and PlayStation has had blue cases now with the PlayStation 4. But yeah, this red spine is it's the next best thing, and yeah, looks really great to have all that red on the shelves. These are all my regular games, and I have my special editions here to the side. I got quite a bit of cool special editions here. What isn't gonna be featured in this video are my Nintendo Labo kits. I have all 4, but they're just too big and unwieldy. I'm not gonna take them out from the I have lots of stuff packed on top of them on the shelf there. So you could only see a tiny portion of the box. So I have all 3 Labo, and here we go. What else do I have for the Nintendo Switch? Focus here. So starting here with one of the launch games, 1-2 Switch. Great fun. Something very different. It's a pretty Nintendo thing to do, to have this kind of compilation of mini games that really showcase the potential of the machine, like they did with Nintendo Land and Wii Play on the Wii, and Nintendo Land on the Wii U. And yeah, this is something quite different. Some of these games don't even require the use of you don't even have to look at the TV. You can just look at your opponent and do all the gaming with the sound from the TV and the rumble from the controller. So this is I think it's still one of the best showcases of what the HD rumble can do. It's really something else. It's a great feature. ARMS, a new type of fighting game from Nintendo, new IP, some cool new characters. Love the presentation, the design, great music as well. And then we have Bayonetta Special Edition, which includes Bayonetta 1 and 2. 3 is taking its sweet time, but I'm sure it's coming. Then we have Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. This I had as a I kickstarted this back when it was coming to the Wii U. I had the $300 signed special edition coming my way, but when they cancelled the Wii U edition, I also cancelled my backing and just got this for the Switch, from the store. This wasn't even the Kickstarter copy. So yeah, no Wii U game, no deal. But of course I got this later on. I really love Castlevanias, and this is just a worthy sequel to those. I know that this isn't the technically best version of the game, but they fixed it up quite a bit, so it's very playable, at least these days. But I didn't have, major difficulties playing through the game, even when it was first released and it had some bugs. Oh, I'm already out of my alphabetical order. This, of course, should have come up at the top. Astral Chain Collector's Edition. Really nice exclusive from Platinum Games. And yeah, they really like Nintendo, and Nintendo likes them, likes to support them, and in return Nintendo gets these really quirky and hardcore action games. Good stuff. Then we have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, one of many Wii U ports that we're going to be featuring here in this video. But yeah, like I said in my 3DS collection video, check it out if you already haven't. I just love Captain Toad. It's really gorgeous to look at, and I love the laid back puzzling that the game presents to you, and yeah, the levels are just gorgeous, and it's a tad too easy in the first half. It really gets to its stride in the later half, or maybe a later third of the game. But yeah, lots of stuff to collect, and lots of even though it is quite easy to just get through the levels, it's really difficult to get everything that the levels have hidden in them. Collection of Mana, a really nice compilation of 3 games. The first Mana game, of course, coming out on the black and white Game Boy, and the next 2 on the Super Nintendo. And yeah, Seiken Densetsu 3, or Trials of Mana, as it's finally called here in the West. Finally had the English release like 20 plus years after the original came out, so really nice to have it in a physical form, official translation and everything. So really nice to have Seiken Densetsu 3 finally out here in the West. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy has all 3 of the original PlayStation games here. Demon Ex Machina, a bit of a it's a Switch exclusive, and but I think kind of went under the radar for many players. Dark Souls Remastered. Dark Souls is one of my very favorite game series, so of course the first game in the series to be released on a Nintendo console, I had to have it as a Nintendo fan, and it's of course amazing to be able to play it on a handheld. Then we have Demo, and this is my first Japanese import. It's nice to have a fully region-free console finally from Nintendo, and yeah, lots of good stuff to import. And this is a rhythm game by the makers of Voez. Voez was one of the launch games that you could download, and Voez is also coming as a physical copy later on in this video. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. Also includes an exclusive Ganondorf armor set. Yeah, good stuff. Again, just amazing to have on a handheld. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze Wii U port, and also includes funky new mode, which is basically easy mode, which this is a really difficult game. It's one of the best 2D platformers ever. You really have to check this out if you already haven't. It's an essential game on the Wii U and on the Switch. And but yeah, the funky mode, it's something that kids really need to get through this game. There are some really difficult sections in some of the later levels. But yeah, just a masterpiece of platforming. Doom, the 2016 game, and yeah, really nice for Bethesda to port the game over, and yeah, this is a good version of the game. Of course, it's missing several of the bells and whistles that the big consoles have, let alone the PC, but still a very playable portable version. Then we have Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2, one of my fiance's favorite games on the Switch. And then we also have a proper Dragon Quest game, Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition S. Oh, sorry, Dragon Quest XI S, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. And yeah, this really is the best version of Dragon Quest XI. If you're serious on playing the game, you really need to play it on the Switch. Then we have Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training for Nintendo Switch. Really nice blast from the past. One of the original games that made the original DS such a success. So it's nice to have this on a modern console as well. And yeah, nice to the form factor. Having a Switch. Vertically, and have a really big screen, vertical screen for you to play and input this stuff at. And you have your official Nintendo Switch stylus here as well included with this game. And we have Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, again from Bethesda. Did a really good job at porting over the game. Of course, this is a lot older than Doom 2016, so they didn't have too much troubles getting this to work on the Switch. But yeah, just a great thing to have on a portable system. Then we have their special edition here, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Limited edition. Quite a big box. Got some really cool stuff inside here. Now, Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's really not my favorite Fire Emblem, but I can understand why people love the game as much as they do. But yeah, it's to me it's just too much Persona and too little Fire Emblem. It's all about the strategy and fighting sections for me, not of the stuff in between. Fire Emblem Warriors. Yeah, one of the two Warriors games that's out on the Switch. The second, of course, being Hyrule Warriors. Oh wait, does it have, like in Japan? Actually, I can't be sure if it has some additional Warriors games in Japan, but yeah, from the Nintendo IP Warriors, this is the first one of those. Fitness Boxing. Don't really have much to say about that. Go Vacation. Harvest Moon Light of Hope Special Edition. But yeah, like I said on my 3DS video, it's just a shame that what the Harvest Moon name is representing these days. It's not really worth their time. Has Been Heroes, actually a Finnish game made by Frozen Byte. I think this was the physical edition of the game, was exclusive to GameStop, at least here in Finland. Then we have Hollow Knight, a really nice game to have again as a physical. Oh, actually it's still on my Switch case. Really nice to have a physical edition of one of the best Metroidvania games of recent years. Really charming. And here we have the other Warriors game, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I think this is my 6th time that I have bought Hyrule Warriors. I have 3 versions of it. No, sorry, 4 versions of it on the Wii U. Just different editions that the game had, both in Europe and in Japan. And I got this for a limited edition for the 3DS as well. So this is my sixth version of the game that I have. Then we have I Am Setsuna. And yeah, as you can see, the physical edition, I got this from Japan. And what's great about importing games from Japan is that many of the games have English language options. Like this one, it's totally playable in English, and yeah, just a breeze to import stuff. And what was really interesting, that when I last visited Japan, this was like a year and a half ago, they had in the store shelves, they have, for most of the games, they have like little cards that tell which language options the game has. So that was really helpful, and I'm quite surprising that the Japanese game stores were that accommodating, for basically tourists, because of course most of the players there are gonna be playing it in Japanese. But yeah, I guess they have just enough Chinese and other kind of tourists that it pays for them to give that information to the customers, and really helped me picking out some games there. So I think it's working out for them. Katamari Damacy Reroll. This one I picked up from the US. Kirby Star Allies. Just might be the most played game that Fingamer Jr. has on the Switch. Well, this or Minecraft, one or the other. And then we have Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy Deluxe Edition. This is a port from the 3DS, and yeah, still waiting for a proper Layton game on the Switch. Although this isn't bad by any means. And then we get to a Legend of Zelda games. Just get this. First we have Zelda Link's Awakening. Just a great reimagining of a black and white Game Boy game. And yeah, definitely enough time has passed for them to do a remake of the game. And it's a lot. It has of course the same dungeon layout and everything, but just looks gorgeous. It might be just a tiny bit too simple at times, because it's very heavily, comes from a platformer that was very heavily restricted. But yeah, they still pull it off, and just had great fun playing this game through again. But of course, here we have the, how do I fit this here? Maybe I'm gonna put it here. The main attraction, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I can't fit this anywhere. Yeah, what can I say about the game that hasn't already been said? It's one of the best games ever, if not the best. Just period. And it's amazing that we had this as a launch game for the Switch. So definitely the best launch game ever for any console. And yeah, just it's amazing that this was more or less the first open world game that Nintendo ever made, and it's knock it out of the park classic. It's just a wonderful world. So much to see, so much to do, so much to find. I found half of the Korok seeds, and to get all of the meaningful things that you can get out of collecting them. But yeah, getting all of them, all 900 of those, it's just a monumental achievement if somebody can achieve that. But it's just great that a game like this that encourages so much of the exploration just has basically unlimited amount of stuff that you can find. The Koroks are, to me, they're unlimited. And but yeah, just a gorgeous game. The game mechanics are just spot on, except of course the the breakable weapons. But I didn't mind them that much. To me, it was just it was a great way to make the player try out different things. If the weapons didn't break, you would just be using your best weapon all the time, and that's it. But now you have to find the weapons and get the weapons on the fly in the middle of a battle. You can get the weapons from your opponents, and yeah, it works. It works. And then you get Master Sword, and then the breakage is even less of a concern. But yeah, just love Breath of the Wild. If you haven't played it, shame on you. You gotta get a Switch just for this. And yeah, I'm really ecstatic that they're making a sequel for the Switch. It's not a done thing to say that you get two fresh Zeldas. For any given console. Most Nintendo consoles just have one Zelda, one that isn't a remake or a port or anything. So yeah, really looking forward to number 2. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, easily the best game on the Switch, and that's saying something. Lego City Undercover. The best Lego game there is. It really is GTA for the kids, and let me tell you, adults will also enjoy the game. If you haven't played this, you have to. No longer a Wii U exclusive. You can play it on PlayStation 4, for example. But yeah, I really need to play this. Excellent stuff. Luigi's Mansion 3. It's really great that Luigi is getting a third game in his own series that started on the GameCube. I loved it. It was my favorite launch game on the GameCube. And yeah, the second one on the 3DS, and now the third on the Switch. And quite possibly the best looking game on the Switch. Just some really great effects and animation. So yeah, and the lighting effects and everything. It looks really great. Then we have Machinarium, a really great old school point and click adventure, and really happy to have this as a physical copy on the Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, another Wii U port, and my favorite Mario Kart of all time. Really love it. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. I just hope that there is gonna be an Olympic Games at Tokyo this year, thanks to the coronavirus. But yeah, here's hoping. And another Mario sports game, Mario Tennis Aces. And we have one more Mario game here. The special edition. How should I do this? Maybe like this. Oh, that's better. So yeah, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And this is the collector's edition. And yeah, what a pleasant surprise this was. I don't think anybody was anticipating this kind of quality from this game, you know. Mario game made by Ubisoft. They have the rabbits that pretty much nobody likes. But yeah, this turned out to be a really solid, like Mario XCOM, turn-based strategy game. Some really deep interactions here as well. You have your, character trees that you can build with your various skills, and yeah, just a lot of thought has to go into if you wanna perform to the best of your ability. And yeah, I just love this. Great humor here as well. Great presentation. It looks really like a Mario game, and it's nice to see, Mushroom Kingdom in ways that we haven't seen. In a kind of reminds me of like Super Mario RPG, where you're moving around on the map, and then you're whisked off to a turn-based fight. But yeah, this is really good stuff, and you really need to play this. Really a gem of an exclusive game on the Switch. We have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order. And then we have a bunch of Mega Man games. These I also picked up in Japan. These again have a full English language support. Not that you would need that much English when playing these, but here we have a Mega Man Classics Collection 1 and 2, well, Rockman as it's called in Japan, and then Rockman X Anniversary Collection and 1 and 2. And yeah, just Mega Man games are my favorite games on the NES and on the Super Nintendo. I just love them, and really nice to have everything here in physical form, except the Rockman Classics Collection 2. That's just a downloadable code here in this game, which I couldn't redeem because it was in Japanese. But I kind of ashamed that they're doing that. But what I did is I have the Classics number 1 here in physical form, and just got the Rockman Classics Collection 2 digitally from the European store. And also have here Mega Man 11. This is the Amiibo edition, which has the really cool Mega Man Amiibo inside here. And then we have Minecraft. I don't think I need to talk too much about this game. It's just a phenomenon, and of course it needs to be on the Switch as well. And like the Wii U version, it has the Super Mario mashup skins and textures and music as well. And we have New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. So a collection of New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Luigi U, all on the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, again, it's really really easy to understand Nintendo that why they're porting over each and every of their Wii U games. You know, the Wii U just wasn't a success. The Switch is, and for many, the Switch is the first time they're able to play these games. So it's really nice that people can experience these classic games that the Wii U had a lot of. So yeah. Then we have Okami, of course, originally on the PlayStation 2. A really nice kind of Zelda-esque adventure action game made by Capcom. And yeah, this is Japanese edition with full English support. And then we have Octopath Traveler. A nice new IP from Square Enix. This is the Traveler's Compendium edition. Just one of the most gorgeous games of this gen, in my opinion. Just the pinnacle of this faux retro sprite artistic design, and just looks absolutely fabulous. And a really nice collector's edition with this cardboard cutout display. Pokken Tournament DX, again from the Wii U. Then we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and this is the edition with the Pokeball Plus controller, which is a nice novelty. And here we have the Pokemon Sword and Shield Dual Pack Steelbook Edition. Another Japanese import, or one that I picked up when I was last in Japan, Psy-Warrior Delta Limited Edition. Psy-Warrior is it's not one of the biggest shoot 'em up franchises, but it's still a stalwart series, and I really like Psy-Warrior's approach to shooting games. Puyo Puyo Tetris, a really great value for your money to have both Puyo Puyo and Tetris and all of the mashup game modes in there, and some of the best couch co-op or couch counter-up gameplay on the Switch. Riv or Rive Ultimate Edition, a decent shoot 'em up. Like is Cinemora EX. Lots of really cool shoot 'em up compilations and physical editions in Japan, but those are quite expensive. They didn't get too big of print runs, so when I go to Japan later this year, I gotta see what I can pick up from those shoot 'em up games. Snack World, the Dungeon Crawl Gold. A nice, fun new IP from Level of 5. And then we have Snipper Clips Plus. And Snipper Clips was one of the launch games on the Switch, but only as a downloadable version. And the physical Plus version here came a bit later. But yeah, this is a really a classic Switch game already. I highly recommend this, especially if you have a friend to play it with. It's one of the best co-op puzzle games that there is. SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, Sonic Forces, Splatoon 2. Splatoon was a runaway success even with Wii U's install base, and Splatoon 2 is even bigger. And yeah, just are really even now it's a really classic Nintendo series that's gonna be hanging around for a long time. I think Splatoon's it's only the beginning here. We have Starlink, Battle for Atlas, and of course I had to get this for the Switch because it's the only version that has all the Star Fox goodies here, the cool R-Wing and little figurines here as well. It's a nice idea by Ubisoft. I just don't think that it was that well received by the audience that it's gonna be having any sequels or anything. But it's still a cool idea for you to mount these miniatures to your controller and play that way. Super Bomberman R. Great way to play 8-player multiplayer games on the Switch, and should be pretty easy to pull off with the Joy-Cons. One player can just use one half of a Joy-Con, of a Joy-Con pair. So you should be having several controllers lying around for some great Bomberman action. Absolutely horrendous voice acting in that game. I hate it. Super Mario Maker 2. This one isn't a port from the Wii U, but rather a sequel to a Wii U game, a game series that started on the Wii U. And yeah, just more of everything here. Even a pretty decent story mode, which was something that was missing from the original. And here we have the second best game on the Switch after Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey. This was just a treat to play through and collect everything. Although I gotta say that I think this would have been just a tiny bit better if there was slightly less things to collect. You just found moons everywhere. It kind of hampered the experience just a bit, that getting a moon wasn't that big of a deal, I guess, like it was like stars on Mario 64 or something like that, but still an absolute classic of a game. And I like the fact that they went back to bigger levels, like with Mario 64. There are some really nice adventuring here, so it was a nice departure after Super Mario 3D World's more linear levels on the Wii U. Super Mario Party. Of course, you gotta have a Mario Party game on a console. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. To me, this is the best Super Smash Bros. Game. I know people are still raving about Melee, but yeah, this is the best for me, and the best content for single player as well, which I think I'm mostly of a single player. Yeah, just again a ton of content here. I don't know what Nintendo is doing, but Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Smash Brothers all have just a crazy amount of content. So Nintendo is really giving lots of bang for your buck. Sushi Striker, The Way of Sushido. Tetris 99. As just a straight up Tetris game, if you're playing, a single player game, you gotta get Puyo Puyo Tetris, but if you're into online, then Tetris 99 is for you. Some really fierce 99-player battle royale games online for you to try and win. Toki Tori Collection. Oh, actually, I missed this when I breezed through R in the alphabet. Ring Fit Adventure. My fiance has played more of this, but yeah, just again a really Nintendo idea to have this really crazy peripheral and to attach a fitness game to it, and just a pretty novel idea of working out, doing these moves, and at the same time, you know, running or doing attacks to monsters while you're working out. So, and yeah, this has been a really great success for Nintendo. They're constantly sold out in Japan, for example. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. A slightly updated version from the Wii U original. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. A nice little game while we're waiting for No More Heroes 3. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers. I like the fact that you know they're still releasing games with Street Fighter 2 in the name, even on modern consoles. And yeah, this time they have 2 new characters, Evil Ryu and Violent Ken, of course, some palette swaps and minor revisions in their move lists. But yeah, it's you know, gotta love Street Fighter 2. And this isn't even the only Street Fighter 2 game on Street Fighter compilation game on the Switch. Then we have Voez, one of the launch games and one of the standout you know, Nintendo eShop games. There is a really charming and well presented rhythm game. Some great Japanese tunes here, and a great graphical style here, and has a nice little story mode attached to it, and quite a unique rhythm game. Check it out. Then we have Waku Waku Sweets. All of the Japanese games that I showed here have you know, have an English translation, and many of them have their English release also in digital form. But when I last visited Japan, I wanted to get at least one game that isn't translated and isn't you know, hasn't been released in any form here in the West, and this is the one that I decided to get. Of course, there were plenty of a lot more questionable games, a bit more raunchy games, but this was I thought that my fiance would enjoy this little cooking game, baking game, but this isn't, you know, up to par to some of the better cooking or baking games, you know, Cooking Mama games, but it's still a nice little game to add to my Switch collection. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, kind of in the same vein as the Doom port. It was a really nice port, a really nice version on the Switch of this very graphically intensive game. The World Ends With You, a final remix, and this is a remake from the DS original. So quite an old game already, and nice to have it on the Switch as well. Then we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is the collector's edition, and also have here the physical copy of the DLC, Torna, the Golden Country. Just a really nice JRPG goodness. Now this isn't as good as the Wii original or the Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, but still an excellent addition to the JRPG library of the Switch. And one final game, Yoshi's Crafted World. I love the Nintendo games that are based in real world materials like Yoshi's Crafted World, Woolly World, and Kirby's Epic Yarn. These all look just fantastic. Now, Crafted World it's really easy. It's if you have a kid and you wanna have an easy first game for them, then Crafted World is for them. But yeah, don't expect to be challenged yourself playing the game. But yeah, really good for kids. And that's it for my 3-year mark of my Switch game collection. Now the Switch, people always ask me if I'm going to be collecting all the games for the Switch like I did for the Wii U. The answer is no. The Switch is way too successful for that. Part of the reason that I started collecting for the Wii U was that it was more or less a failed console, and I just knew that it wasn't gonna be getting too big of a library, so it was very doable. But the Switch is gonna be having a huge library because it's just so successful even at the 3-year mark. So it's gonna be having several more years of life in it, and yeah, no way I'm gonna be collecting all the games for it. Another thing that people always ask me is how many digital games I have. I think I have like 50 digital games for the Switch. Many of those I got as a downloadable code when I was working for the gaming magazine here in Finland. So I snapped some of those codes up and I downloaded them for myself if they weren't needed elsewhere. So that's part of the reason that I have so many digital games in addition to this physical collection. But yeah, so with digital and physical combined, well over 100 games here in this collection. So yeah, really liking my Switch. Follow FinGamer on Twitter and Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you already haven't. And in any case, turn on your notifications so you'll know when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you next time. Bye.